um, materials for Tavis to go do a little bit of some work here on this particular project that we got a few oddball things that need to be done. They've got the drywall done and they're getting ready to start painting and they're doing some flooring and like pretty common. They're trying to do a bunch of things at the same time. So anyway, I'm going to walk in here unannounced on a live feed just for amusement. Oh, imagine seeing you here.
Protection of all things.
Yeah. So where's the rest of it?
I'm getting there.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes, vitally important. Protection. So you get the gist. Okay.
I'm pictures and videos and you're kind of getting that.
Is it pretty much in this cell here?
Yes.
So what my thought was is that we go ahead and I mean it's with his approval, but I say we do
It's pretty lined up
with that one in the videos with that
So-
plug. So my thought is this is that you do a nice inch and a quarter towards the back,
Mhm.
somewhere there, as big as we feel like we can get away with, so we can get down there with something and try to hook our wire. Was it a Romex?
Yes. It's 12-2 Romax. So
Okay.
we had it taped up and coiled. But that they had that piece of PVC. That's what we had on.
They cut it off
So
for us. Never put it in it.
yeah, so my point is they had to unroll it at some point. So unless they rolled
Right.
it back up and taped it back,
Yeah, and then just forgot it or something. Yeah, so this island, yeah, this island here for anybody that might view this now or in the future is we had underground electrical coming in for our receptacles, and I came by here yesterday to check out this job and see what things we need to jump on now, and island being one of them, a very common thing we need to get done before the countertop's on because it's a total nightmare to deal with it with the countertop on. We realized that the cabinet guys will drill a hole and poke our wire up inside so that we can do our wiring and sleeve it and do everything we need to do. And they covered it up. Very rare. But usually the cabinet guys are very sharp about it. But so we are deciding how we're going to handle this. And along with Brad, the customer's approval, we will open up and try to get to that because they've already got tile in around it. It's going to be problematic for the cabinet guys, I think, to get this out of here. So. That's what's going on there. Hey, I think I lost Tavis. So this job, very interesting job. Um, they are going to use this, I think, for like a Airbnb or something like that. That they use it for themselves. Plus, they've demo and remodeled it to where that when they're in town, they can use it. But I think the ultimate goal on this particular place is to be a nice little Airbnb type setup. So they made two new bathrooms, one small one here. I think is pretty much for this area, and they'll have bunk beds in here and stuff. They're gonna have, and then this one's another room for people to be able to rent out, and it's got its own small bathroom that's being, worked on, and very cool setup. And then a couple more rooms down here, similar thing. Uh, we got a hard working customer down here. Let's see. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on in this job. And Tavis is here, gonna do some magic and get a few things dealt with that we want to get dealt with. Uh, they remodeled this area, and so let's see what we got over here. And Tavis, this is the yeah, as your microwave thing. That is something that is probably not on the high on the priority list right now compared to these other things.
Mhm.
This because there's no bit if we do it now or later, it's the same. It's already countertops are not. Our priority is this number one
Yeah.
island, and then get that done for them, and the two washer dryer plugs. And then this is what I'm talking about. They're doing some kind of an archway here, some kind of a structured arch that they're building. I don't really have a visual, but she had said that it's coming down and that the RGFI here, I feel like that's probably going to have to be dealt with because they're going to pull this trim off right here, and the whole structure comes out a little ways, but it's open. So there's some kind of a framed in look going on here, and I don't have a real visual of it, but that plug is almost certainly going to be an issue, it appears to me, with what she wants to do. The other one is not an issue. It'll be in the middle. And FYI, they haven't made up their mind if they're doing backsplash on this or not. It comes down to if they had enough of this left over to do the whole thing or just the bottom 4 inches. That was what they told me yesterday. So we don't want to trim this out, but we do want to. And as soon as they can get this figured out, we want to address how we're going to handle this right
What
here.
I think is when it is in the way, the stud's right here. So we
I
can't
felt
stop
that.
it. So I can take it back
Oh,
to
that's a
its
dead end.
source and just eliminate it. And just
Well, we can't eliminate it. We need a first 2 feet. We need a plug there.
well, if it goes, I mean, if something's in the way, does that count as
It's not the whole, no, it's not the whole thing's not covered. It's wide open back here. This is some kind of a structure only for looks, and there's still countertop and there's still backsplash. So it's not like they're building something and it's all going away and that has to get covered up and that's not what's going on the way I understand it. It's just some kind of a visual thing, that's going on there, but we're still going to have our backsplash in that area. So if that's a dead end, that's great news because worst case scenario, we can just ditch that one and pull a new one, make a few cuts and get it over into the middle. Then it won't be a problem. So that's great if it's not daisy chained. I thought might be daisy chained. So
yeah, I mean,
are you sure it's dead end? Yes, it is. Okay. And was this furred out wall? Do you remember? Because this is an exterior wall here.
this wall was existing and it has, I mean, it's deep studs.
So it's normal depth at least for out or whatever. So here's my thought that if we can get to it today or tomorrow, whenever, now would be the time to do it because they can have it, repaired. There's no paint done. There's still some other stuff to fix, whatever. That being a dead end is great news. I would say we want to mimic and we go over to something like this. So in my opinion is I would ditch that and make whatever cuts I've got to make to get a new over to this area here. And then we'll be fine and run that by
Did
them.
pictures? Because he's been
I
pretty good about having drawings.
I don't know. You'd have to ask him and his wife about that. You'll have to ask them about that. That would be a great subject to talk to them about and then let them verify. But I think that's what you're going to end up wanting to do. So priorities are this, disposal, washer, dryer, that can be done whenever. And then we're waiting to find out what kind of cans she wants in here. Because of the glare of the thin style, she doesn't like them. So you can also kind of remind them about that too. I pushed it yesterday to find ones they like and to text it to us, give us emails, text something so that we can look and give them our opinion on what type they are and how it'll affect our layout or whatever we're going to do. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
we had those picked out when we were doing the roughing. We knew they weren't going to be thin style.
yeah.
That-
Well, yeah. Yeah. I got a couple extra of these too for your truck stash.
Yeah.
And then I got a 3 and a 4 prong on the dryer. You can see what they have on their dryer. And I got a couple of these little units here. So you can have one for spare in your truck. So that's what all you need for this, right?
So your idea was
Well, we didn't get real specific this way or that way. My assumption, I don't think it matters which way it is, this way or that way. I would ask them before I cut it if they have a preference. My preference is probably up and down.
horizontal too, right?
Yeah, we were gonna do that combo kind. They like that idea of doing the one with the USB port, C port, that type of thing. So I'm sure that's what we'll end up doing at each end of this. And then just get your place, make sure they're okay with up or down, vertical or horizontal, whichever you want. It's pretty cool countertop. I like it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I think it's pretty sweet. I'd like to have it at my house. Yeah, the under I like the non-shiny sink. You see this sink? It's like not shiny, whatever you want to call it. I think it's cool. It's a not shiny sink, yeah, not high gloss or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. And then, hey, while you're here also, if you end up being here, I mean, our main priorities are our main priorities, but if you end up being here, do a run through on your work. See if you find anything buried.
Yeah,
Try to snoop around a little bit.
them in the back before they had the drywall up, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah. So do a run through, and then also you can look at the adding a GFCI plug off of the switching in that master bedroom door. One thing we didn't do, we did the light and a switch, but we didn't do a plug, GFCI protected plug on the outside, which is code. No, we didn't. Well, we didn't. We hadn't at first. I don't know if you did it since I've been here, but that is an item. If you did it since we brought it up, then it's done. But I didn't. I don't know if you.
That's me, and you took care of it, but
Yeah, I haven't looked.
forgot.
Yeah, just make sure it's done. If you haven't done it, do it. Have it on the list to do.
Do I need to trim out the switch also so they can use it here?
You can ask them that. I don't know. I assume so. Yeah. I assume so. If they're going to hook up I don't know if they want that trimmed out just for the dishwasher. They might just want it trimmed out for the dishwasher. I don't know. But if they want it trimmed out, they want to be able to use a disposal and the dishwasher, then put a temporary switch on there, knowing that that's going to have to, get out of the way when we do backsplash stuff. So use a crappy switch if you have one, something that's not nice. And we might not even do the same the color might be, if they end up doing this, we might not do white. We might do light almond on the backsplash or something, depending on what their preference is with the coloring on the backsplash. So just use some crappy switch, but verify that with them, what they're using this for, and then put a switch on it if it needs it, make sure it works. But this is our number one priority right here. And then washer dryer and that. So I will get the AU job is delayed as expected. So we had built it in for the rest of the week. So you're gonna work on this today, and then depending on how far you get the rest of the day on the things we need to do here and what we see that we can do, we'll make some adjustments to the schedule tomorrow and Friday. Okay. Anything else you need from me at the moment?
Breakers. And see, we're just gonna run it up high.
Yeah, the way I like to do these is I drill my 5/8 or whatever, like right here, straight through, and I'll go in both sides. So I try to not beat it up too bad. That's how I like to do it, and I'll do my plug down far enough, the top of it, to where I can make my turn. I like my so that way you don't have to use a double one if you come in the bottom and then out the top and do the plug down a little bit, the top of it about here. And then you can turn it, come straight through, all the way along, and then turn down to the top of the other one. That's the way I do it. So I set up my location to where it's kind of friendly to do a nice tight little turn straight into the top of my box.
90-degree MC connectors.
I don't have any but you can use them. Yeah.
You've seen them. I hadn't seen them until yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, they have them. And I looked right at them, but I didn't buy them today. Maybe I should have for you. It would have been friendlier. But I like the idea of it not being super high up here. I like the idea of it being,
And there's a countertop, so it's like,
and it goes out like this too.
yeah, they're gonna have to already.
So it's almost friendlier to do it down like this,
Yeah.
a little bit lower versus a little higher. It doesn't matter. And the only reason it's helpful is we've got a nice turn, so it doesn't matter on depth anywhere down there. So okay. I will see you later. Okay. And this is their little bathroom for this area and a little shower. And that's our sub panel, not roughed in. And this is the laundry room, is what this is. And so they'll have a stackable there, washer and dryer. Okay. That was a fun little live. No, we're not off yet, but I'm just gonna say ta-ta. Thanks for watching, anybody who did. And anybody new watching, please subscribe to our channel. We need your subscription, people. And of course we'd love to have it. So thanks for watching. And or follow us, subscribe, whatever all those words are. Please do that. Thanks. See ya.